Hey folks, it's Maxi here and welcome to another TEW2020 video. The journey continues. We're on the road now to Fight for the Fallen after our Blood and Guts pay-per-view. We also have just an 8-week build until All Out 2022. Looking forward to get a lot to cover in today's episode as we embark on that journey, as I said, to Fight for the Fallen. So without further ado, let's crack on with this week's Dynamite. This week we are at the Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Portland, Oregon. 12,971 in attendance, and we have some 6-man tag team action to start us off. From the Uprising we have MJF and Ricky Starks, and they team up with Tommy N to defeat the team of Laredo Kid, T-Hawk and Mike Sydal in 7:27 when MJF pinned Mike Sydal with a Swanton Bomb. At 70 here, MJF with the best performance for sure, but just giving some winning momentum to the heels here. We then had Toni Storm defeat Penelope Ford in 8 minutes 24 with the Strong Zero, a 56 for this victory. And we had Natty Neidhart defeat Jamie Hayter in 7:52 with the Sharpshooter, a 54, Jamie Hayter being off her game. Moving further forward, we had Giona Daddio defeat Bea Priestley in 8:08 with a reverse roundhouse kick. Pretty level in terms of in-ring performance, giving us a 49 segment rating. And we had a poor pre-show matchup that saw Proud and Powerful Santana and Ortiz defeat the Butcher and the Blade in 7:52 when Ortiz pinned the Blade. Poor show, poor match, 71. Fair play guys, good performance. And our main event, and a good pre-show match despite scoring the same score, Will Ospreay defeats Mark Quinn in 8:16 with the Stormbreaker. So we start the show and we nail that 100 segment. Perfect. Cheap one probably. I just went here with Cody Rhodes and Kenny Omega having a back and forth, obviously, champion and contender. Cody says with him scoring that pinfall victory, he gets his opportunity against Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega says it's obviously the next event's Fight for the Fallen. We should fight until we have no more fight winners. So if you've got the balls, Cody, I'll face you at Fight for the Fallen for the AEW World Championship in a 60-minute Iron Man match. Cody's a bit reluctant, but he accepts, and we have our main event for Fight for the Fallen set in stone. 100. Perfect. We start off with the AEW Women's Tag titles on the line. It was an abysmal match. Fight Camp defeat Fire and Flava in 7:53 with Daria pinning Kairi Hogan. It gives them the first defence. I think her contract's due to expire shortly. It's either going to be a week or two away. So I just gave them an opportunity, but giving some title defences to our new champs. We have a backstage angle where it is the Dark Order. Brody Lee gathers the troops around Anna Jay, Evil Uno, Stu Grayson, the recruitment specialist, Priscilla Kelly and Abaddon. And he basically says, right, Anna Jay, we had a good run with the Mixed Tag Team Championships, but don't worry, I'm not going to say to you, we need to get them back. I came here to lead you guys by example, and I'm going to continue to do that. You know what you need to do tonight. Do it. Uno, Grayson, it's time we start getting you in this tag division. Reynolds, Silver, bunch of losers, but I'll drag you into something. Priscilla, Abaddon, just keep doing what you're doing. Your time will come. So 47, it's going to be interesting to see how the Dark Order responds to Sir Brody Lee's comments. We had an abysmal match, which saw Will Hobbs defeat El Lindaman in 1:58 by pinfall. This was a 21 just because the crowd were basically sick of seeing pre-show workers, but we need to get Will Hobbs over, which is why you can see he has a manager, and that manager is Lexi, and she says she's been tired of sitting on the shelf in AEW. She needs people to pay attention to her and pay attention to her new client who's going to destroy AEW, and that is Powerhouse Will Hobbs. So a 45 for that. looking forward to seeing how Lexi and Will Hobbs do as a tandem. Might add more in if she's more of a good manager. Yeah, Lexi and Will Hobbs going forward. Then a decent matchup that saw the Uprising's Wardlow defeat Johnny Gargano in 9:20 with Splash Mountain. 71 here, so a good victory there for Wardlow. His gimmick is getting a little bit stale. Gargano with the better performance. After the matchup, simple, effective. Wardlow and MJF decide to beat the hell out of Johnny Gargano, which results in Darby Allin fighting them both off to make the save. I'm looking to do kind of like a faction warfare here, but obviously Darby Allin needs to round up some troops, so that's an 84. We then had the tag team action. It was, it says British Strong Style, Moustache Mountain versus the Dark Order. Decent matchup. Dark Order pick up the win in 8:34 with Stu Grayson pinning Trent Seven, of course not on the best of terms with myself, with a reverse pile driver. A fairly respectable 66 as we begin the ascension of the Dark Order, and Trent Seven and Evil Uno were both off their game here, but I think that's reasonably pretty good, that 66. And straight after it, in a terrible matchup, Sir Brody Lee carries the recruitment specialist to a victory over Jurassic Express as they defeat Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus and Marco Stunt in 6:02 when Sir Brody Lee pinned Marco Stunt with the running big boot. Shame that Jungle Boy has to get lobbed in as a Luchasaurus, but I need to build them up from somewhere, and Sir Brody Lee says he's going to carry them. 29 and 25, they're, because of how old the mod is, they're never seen as babyface. He's like they're as 100% heels, so a babyface turn for them would be negligent. So yeah, we're going to be fully behind Brody Lee carrying Silver and Reynolds for now. We then had a promo from Santana and Ortiz. They say it's good to be tag team champions again. I find it interesting that Sir Brody Lee is going to try and pass off the Dark Order to challenge for the tag belts. They know the Lucha Bros are still going to be contenders, and obviously you've got the Good Brothers as well, to name a few of the Hardys, but they say now they're champs, they have the ability to go to both brands. They're happy to take on all comers, either show, and they'll show how good champions they are. So 82 for Proud and Powerful. We had a terrible wrestling match with non-existent crowd heat, with Kairi Hojo defeating Tay Conti in 8:11 with a spear. A 61 here, good showcase for Tay Conti, and the champ gets a victory on television. And after the matchup, she has the living daylights beaten out of her by the Dark Order's Anna Jay. Brody Lee gave her instructions, and Anna Jay is straight on to try and capture that AEW Women's Championship in the 68. Pretty respectable angle. Then have Miro, some few words are said about Hangman Page, and he just basically says he was screwed out of the championship at the pay-per-view at Blood and Guts. He's going to do everything he can in his power to take out every single member of Hangman's posse, and then he's going to destroy Hangman and take that TNT championship. It's an 82 promo there. It's Rick still his mouthpiece kinda, but he's leaving, so we'll just slowly fade him out. He was in action against Brian Cage, and he wins in 13:31 with a bullplex. The reason I went with that over the game over, I feel like I don't want something like Brian Cage submitted, so we went with that. We also tried to make it a steal the show match, and a bit disappointing that the lack of psychology only caused that to be a 73. I was hoping these two would have a very impressive matchup together, but Miro gets the win. We see Hangman in the back, and he says, no matter what, you two have to protect me at all costs. So Butcher and the Blade, the bodyguard, the enforcers of Hangman Adam Page, to ensure that Miro never gets his hands on him. That's a 70, which leads us to our tag team main event of the evening. Just an 82, a bit disappointing, but it was a superb wrestling match with great heat as Cody Rhodes and Pete Dunne defeat Kenny Omega and Prince Devitt in 20:48 when Cody pinned Prince Devitt with the beautiful disaster. Pete Dunne's a weak link, but that's why he's in these matches, to try and get the eyes on him and get a bit of overness on Pete Dunne so he can be a contender as well. But 82, and Cody continues to get in the head of Kenny Omega. We have an 84, which increases our popularity in 10 regions. And yeah, I think we've progressed a lot there. We've got a lot of storylines that have started, some that have obviously never been touched here, so we've still like to tap back into Jericho and Tommy End. But apart from that, as I say, a lot of stuff with the Dark Order. Continuing on Miro versus Hangman. And yeah, obviously the debut of, or not the debut, but the main screen debut technically of All Hobbs. So we'll jump to the main screen and we'll see what is happening. If there's any moves. So the show was awesome, fantastic reviews, that's good. I don't know how much longer I'm going to go with AEW heels, it's been alright, but I just don't feel it's really benefiting the women too much. But this week, with Jamie Hayter versus Kaylee Ray, Shotzi Blackheart against Tay Conti, Penelope Ford defeated Lana Austin, and Saraya defeated Lexi. So I feel like we're not really gaining any momentum from it, you know, it's like Thunder Rosa won on this show for like 5 straight weeks and still had cool momentum, so I don't really know if it is worth it anyway. But Carol Anderson's joined WW and Ruckus has retired and Peter Avalon's back. Fully fit. Ortiz says that Tyler Bates turned into a good worker. Drug testings was 6k and 3k. Our viewing figures was 3.51 for Dynamite. And Taz says Lexi is too small. Oh, the irony. But anyway, that's it for this episode. We will now move on to our episode of Lightning. And until next time, thank you for watching. A wee thumbs up, deeply appreciated. Any comments on this series, your own saves, wrestling in general, because everything is happening as we speak. Until next time, Maxie here, and I'll see you soon. Bye.